Yes. Hello. Slick, can you hear me now? No sound still. Jane? Oh no, Jane's out. Is the sound quality okay, or is it iffy? I can still try again. Better. It's good. Okay, relief. I'd been calling for Jane. We have to see if we can edit that little bit out. Wow, how slick is that? Oh, sorry. And now the watt bike has gone into like that kind of death mode that you get on ERG, where you got to kind of put down 900 watts just to get the pedals turning. Come on. Very slick this. I can't even get the pedals going. I'm sure I'm in the lowest gear. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, well that'll get the glutes and the hamstrings warmed up. Every cloud has a silver lining and all that. Okay, so take two. Welcome to Saturday afternoon, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Today is a chase race. L'Etape de Minehead, one of the premier events, I think, on the cycling calendar. Of course, courtesy of Scott Hewish from KOM TV. And Scott is doing his first ever live stream. So do support Scott on that. He hasn't been riding his bike a lot, so he's got a merry band of sea racers to help pull him up the climbs, but he does have a very big engine that's going to see him do well on the flats and of course the descents. The descent is the natural habitat of the KOM hunter. So thank you all so much for joining. Today I'm in the A's. I think I'm starting, I think it's either 5 or 6 minutes behind the C group. And we've got a lot of people from the community racing, so really appreciate everybody getting stuck in. That's absolutely perfect. Nice one, Danny. I hope the Tap de Tour goes well for you there. And Philip Utley, and of course Badger's Eyebrow. I know you just completed it. I saw it earlier in the live chat. I was congratulating you on that and saying I'm really looking forward to the Mont Ventoux and the French countryside routes. But nonetheless, I digress. Today is a chase race, and we've got a merry band of people from the community. So in the A's, we have Ruben, who is a very strong rider, 235 kilometres last Sunday, 6,000 metres of climbing, averaged 196 watts. Took him just 9 hours. That is an immense ride. Lee Baxter, no stranger to a chase race, and got a 7th in the Cat A's earlier this week. Ed Lavarak's joining, and he's going to be live streaming. It's better when Ed live streams. It's good for the community. Then we've got Thomas McDermott. Now you may or may not know Thomas, but he occasionally forgets his bike because he's also a runner. But a very good time trialist, and he's got a better time up Alpe d'Huez, or sorry, Alpe de Zwift than I have. And then Theo, student of Ed. Good to have you on board. And obviously Theo is being weaned like myself on the 60-30s, the 30-30s, the sweet spot with surges, all that kind of good stuff. And Theo is a strong rider from Wales, the mothership. And I think you completed Crit City today, Theo, so you're a madman taking part in this one. In the B's we have Dean Dingle. Now Dean's just coming back from a leg injury, I think through running. Another reason not to run, albeit I do love a run. So he's going to be in the B's. He'd normally be in A, but he needs to make sure that he doesn't do anything to spoil the recovery. Just had a little bit of a warm-up with Dean. Hey John, thanks for joining, and Rich. Hope you're feeling a bit more rested, Rich. I know you haven't been feeling the best. Andrew, and everybody who told me that the sound wasn't working. Hannah, thank you very much. Radislaw, good to have you on board. I think you might be about to take on one of the Etapes. Sean, thanks for joining. Much appreciated. I don't know if I'm going to kick Scott's ass. More of that in a second. I'll come to Scott's Merry Little Band in just a sec. Lord, and of course it's always Lord of the statistics. We look for a higher plane and quality analysis of the WKG. Much appreciated. Giorgio, you're a powerhouse. If you just focused a little less on CrossFit and more on cycling, I reckon you would be a force of nature. Anyway, to the C's. So Scott's in the C's, and in the C's we've got Phil Churchill. And Phil is another Ed Laverack student. He's making massive gains in terms of WKG. Nice FTP recently. And Ed's got him on all the usual polarised stuff. 7 times 3 minutes, all that kind of thing with very little recovery. So Phil's a strong rider and he can lead Scott up the climbs. Hey Ed, see you in a second. David, how's it going, sir? I was just going to say, you're also in the C's, and I know you've been racing a lot, sir. And I think that's going to be important for Scott, because he hasn't had so much time on a bike, his recovery isn't going to be the best. It's a nice one, sir. Samuel, Hannah's other half, well, husband. Samuel's amongst us, and he's been building his power recently with the 3 times 15, the ringer, and a lot of sweet spot work. His FTP's nicely on the increase, as is Hannah's, so respect. And I guess, Samuel, from what I've seen of you, sir, you're a lighter rider. You're going to have to take your turn at the front to get Scott up the climb. And Dave Rawson's in the bit of D's. Nice one, Dave. Thanks for joining. Now, you're a regular racer, I know. So see if you can hang with Scott and take him down. That'd be quite funny. Especially funny if I don't manage to do that. Mike, both the mics, a brace of mics, always good to have. Mike Stanbrook, Mike Pickering, thank you for joining, and Chris. How's it going? Watt bike, 230. Nice one. I'll tell you what, I do love the Watt bike. I hope you get as much joy out of it as I have. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you joining. And as I say, Scott is live streaming this on KOM TV. It's his first live stream, so show him a little bit of love. It's always very, very nerve-wracking when you do your first live stream. No prizes for guessing what's in here. Amino acids, cold coffee, and H2O. I've already had the carbs, the oats for breakfast. And I have on the deck, just in case I need a little turbocharge, a bit of the old full fat Coca-Cola. Hey Andrew, good to see you too. Hope all's well. Cheers, sir. I gotta say, dark cherry, cold coffee and water, I love it. I don't know what it is. I know it's not for everybody's taste. So today, on the Tap de Minehead, nice one, Danny. Good luck with that, sir. Hope it's a good one. I like that course a lot. Today, KOM TV versus Bike Racing Without Mercy. It's kind of like Ultimate Greens versus Pink Monster. Where is the real power? I'm hoping it's Ultimate Greens. To be honest, if I had one of those Pink Monsters, I'd still be climbing a wall at 1 AM. Hey Ralph, straight back at you, mate. How's it going? Andrew, thanks for joining. I appreciate that. Yeah, hoping to go well. Now I've got my Boba Fett top on today, so the man himself is going to preside. There we go. Over events. Now Scott, in terms of Star Wars characters, is Boba Fett, but today I think Scott can be one of the dark side. I think it is. Is it dark? The Empire, not the dark side. Yeah, the Empire is on the dark side. Sorry, I should know that. And I'm going to have Boba Fett cheering me on, and not Scott. So let's set him up with his gun. Nearly forgot his gun. You've got to get the details right. So Bobber is going to watch critically over the events here. David, how's it going? I see you making massive progress on Ed's polarized training plan. Looking forward to racing you at some point, sir. I'll go get him, Tiger. Yeah. We hope. Now the race is surprisingly more even than you think, because not only has Scott and the Group C's got a nice little 5-minute advantage, this course is quite fair, I think. There's a bit of climbing, there's quite a lot of flat, and there's obviously some descending. Goes without saying really if you're doing a circuit anyway. But the point being that Scott's FTP, I would guess, is somewhere just a bit north of 300 watts. And in absolute wattage terms, that is probably a little bit higher than mine. Obviously his WKG is more like 3, hence he's in the C's. Whereas mine, probably 4.5 to 4.7, not quite sure, I haven't tested it for a long time. I'm hoping it's on the up, so say 4.7. But bottom line is, on the flats and descents, I got to go quite hard. I don't quite probably get the recovery that Scott will get by virtue of the bigger momentum. Graham, how are you, sir? Have you finished work yet? Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I am actually going to change up some of the videos a little bit, because obviously as we're coming towards the end of lockdown, I've got a bit more scope to train. And I'm planning now, obviously, hopefully, fingers crossed with Ed, to go to La Marmotte. And the training needs to and I want to have a good time on La Marmotte, and also the time trial beforehand. So I'm going to change things up a little bit. Feel the force. I will feel. You feel the force as well. You need to be a trusted lieutenant to Scott. Drag him up those climbs. The legs feel good, lungs feel good. I've had a lot of rest this week. I've only had one difficult ride, and that was at the inner circle of Regent's Park. For the 3rd time in a row, I'm bored of the inner circle of Regent's Park. Yeah, that is one plan, David. But of course, it is me against Scott, so the only real result I'm concerned about is beating Scott. I hope so, anyway. He won't let me live it down if I don't. Ah, the fox, the silver fox. I love your sign off always. I wish I'd had the foresight to call myself, I don't know, the owl. I love owls. Yeah, it is. And the fox, I properly hate chase races. They are some of the hardest in Zwift. It's like an FTP over 40 minutes this will be. Dominic, much appreciated. So, yeah, I'm dropping either Sunday or Monday, a video to compare indoor power with outdoor power. Does your indoor power translate well to outdoor power? And to do that, I undertook 69 laps of the inner circle at Regent's Park. I really am that boring. And compared an Epic Tempo Mark II training with Epic Tempo Mark I, but also my 4 Horsemen Zwift race, which is my best ever 2-hour power. So I'm kind of gradually gearing up to more of the sweet spot endurance, but aiming for a good time on La Marmotte, but also Le Grimpy, which is the little time trial up d'Huez that precedes the Marmotte, with Ed. And we're going to compare an enthusiastic amateur like myself with obviously an elite stroke pro. Ed doesn't like being called a pro, but he's a pro. But the best. Let's call it that. Let's call Ed the best. And see what the gulf is in terms of time, WKG, that kind of stuff. Not so much on the descents. I don't think it's timed on the descents, but definitely on the climbs. Let's see how my power tails off as we get to climb number 4. There's 5,000 meters of climbing across 178 kilometers. Let's see if I can pace it right. Hoping to catch him. Right, I better join the event. Just in case there was a... Martin, how's it going, sir? Are you getting any decent weather up in the Nordics? It is that time of year, albeit I've seen, I think on my Instagram account, that people in your neck of the woods are complaining. So maybe it's still indoors. Ah, Chris. Nice one, Chris, from Australia. Legolas Gaming, Chris. What was your race? Did you do Le Tap or did you do something different? Put that cookie down. Hey Dan, I tell you what, I'm going to be picking up my mum's lemon drizzle cake shortly. Now if Scott is, I think Scott is literally about to set off. So if you can get a second live stream going, check him out. Ed is very kindly also going to live stream this now. And I'm sure Ed won't do too much to, I guess, advantage me over Scott. Probably he'll bridge across to the seas in half the time it takes the rest of us and give Scott a nice little pull and a tow. Crit Wit, how's it going? I'm going to check out your cycling vlogs. I do love a crit race. Only if it's got a hill in it. I'm not so good where it's just completely flat, but I'm looking forward to the hog hill crit season starting again. Alan, how's it going, sir? How are your 60-30s, 60-60s? You're getting in some serious training there. Stefan, straight back out you. The force, I think, is with me. We've got Boba Fett here on the deck. We've got Ultimate Greens versus KOM Hunt TV. The drink of choice for KOM Hunt TV. Only used in emergency. Pull ripcord in emergency. It gives you probably more wings than a Red Bull. Crap. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, I've heard you got another about 10 days of bad weather as well, Martin. That's not what we want in the Nordics. Darren, yeah, I'll try and race smart. My stupidity does know no bounds. I know Scott's definitely off. Right, let me message. Sorry, let me just get the gear low. I'm just doing. I can't multitask. Jane always says I can't multitask. So I've got to actually get off the bike to do this. That's how, well, clumsy I am. Otherwise, I could break up the whole live stream here. What should I say? Let's take down KOM Hunt. There we go. Not the most imaginative message, but I am multitasking. And so that in itself is a mild form of progression, not athletic progression. Yeah, I know, Critwit. You get at least to put the GoPros on your bikes, and that's the big problem with me in the crit racing. It's not the best YouTube material. I basically use the crit racing just to demonstrate that the power on the indoor crits on Zwift translates well to the power outdoors. Of course, I've got to improve my bike handling skills. Hey, Ryan. Yeah, jump between the 3 streams. That's nice. I appreciate that. Oh, you're in now, are you, Chris? Nice one, sir. You're in the dirt. Are you in this race? Yeah, we always have Zwift. And indeed, very soon we'll have Mont Ventoux on Zwift. And that's got to be a good thing. Plus, for a powerhouse like yourself, Martin, we've got the rolling French countryside. Seas are off. Nice. Right. Let me set my... Everyone's going Ed mode. I hope I don't get dropped early on. My legs are feeling good. My lungs are feeling good. I'm feeling chipper. Hey Stephen, are you a fly fisher? I do remember the book J.R. Hartley and the advert for British Telecom Yellow Pages. Do you have Fly Fishing by J.R. Hartley? In the pub after. I'm not a pub guy, but I am a rosé wine kind of man. Yes, not the most alpha, I know. Nice one, Stefan. Those greens are great for recovery. I'm going to do a little piece as to why they're good on recovery, a bit more detail in the build up to my little La Marmotte. I'm going to talk about why I'm doing what I'm doing in terms of the nutrition. Obviously Ed's doing the training, but also the strength work. Okay, brace vlog, not blood. Okay, gotcha. Right. So I reckon we go straight into a downhill, and then at the end of that hill there is a couple of climbs that come in quick succession where I think we've got to put the power down. And one of them kind of maxes out at about 20%. So quite nervous here. Now notice Ed started his live stream earlier with a heart rate of 84. Look at mine. That's partly because I'm nervous. My resting heart rate's about 55. Nice one, Martin. Oh, you're not in the race. Okay, Chris. I thought that was going to be ambitious, having already raced. But Theo is. Theo, I've only done that once before in a chase race. It didn't end well for me. But maybe you're a lot stronger than me. I think you probably are. Right, let's start. 5 seconds till start. That's just to make the edit easy, if we decide to put anything in. There's, and Stuart Featherstone is amongst us as well. He's a dirt rider. I follow Stuart. Thanks for joining, Stuart. Yeah, I mean, all of those sessions are hard, Alan. Yeah, but Scott will struggle over the climbs. And then on the flat and the descent, he has the advantage. Once he's up to speed. Obviously I can accelerate faster. Yeah, it's good for Zwifting. Humid, but overcast. Oh, Scott can't be dropped. No! He needs to get on Ed's polarised training. It is hard when you get dropped on a live stream. You kind of wonder what to do. The best thing is to keep going and try and find the positives and engage, because everybody gets dropped and everybody can understand that. Even Ed Laverat gets dropped occasionally. Right, first of the hard climbs. I'll try and stay seated for as long as I can. Focusing on the cadence. Training difficulty, 75%. We were trying to find a completely flat course. It was meant to be volcano flat, but they changed it on Friday. Is that Scott? Oh, that's hard. A quick descent, then another climb. This is going to be hard. Heart rate's very high. Trying to keep the cadence up. Oh, cheers, Giorgio. Didn't feel easy. Oh, yeah, that's hard. Okay, we've got a long climb after this at 6%. Lee Baxter, Theo still here. Stuart's still here. Hey Agnes, how's it going? Cheers for the update, Lord. Yeah, I need to. Sorry, mate. You're right. How's it going, Agnes? Are you on one of the etaps today? Yeah, it's reverse, Lord. We've got the long climb coming shortly. Ruben's still here, obviously. Very strong. Ruben. Cheers, Andrew. Yeah, the pain face is going to be well and truly engaged shortly, I think. Let me stop the Oh, sorry to hear that, Adam. Hopefully it comes soon. Yeah, outside's not the best today, but tomorrow looks alright. Climb coming. Cheers, Lee. That was hard. Need to bring the heart rate down, recuperating the wheels. Yeah, you just ride over them, crit width. You don't let them join onto you, like this one here. This is very Ed Laverat. Hard attempt up the hill and recuperating at upper zone 3. You do a lot of this in his training. Hey Stuart. David will know that as well. Yeah, they keep going, so you ride over them and they try and latch onto your group, like this one here. Have we gone past Scott yet? I've got no idea. Which group is this, Lord? Oh, it's not a group. Thanks, Ryan. Well, I'm hot now. Cheers, David. Stragglers yet? These races are hell. You see, Stuart saying roll through. There's no easing up when we hit a group. There they are. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not far off being cooked, Stefan. Just the right side though. Heart rate has been very high for a long time. Yeah, I need it, Giorgio. Nice one, Philip. Good for Scott. Cheers, Simon. because I can't overbalance, David. Please like the video, if you like it, that is. There you go, Jane. Cheers, Lord. Haha. Yeah. They're great indoors, David. I can descend Alp d'Huez at 90 kilometers an hour. Alp de Zwift, sorry, at 90 kilometers an hour. That was nice. Formation. Right, got some climbing to come shortly. That's right. Coke, full fat, 35 grams of carbohydrates, fast digesting. Has he? I don't think he would. So how far is Scott now, Lord? Oh dear. Trying to bring the heart rate down. Cheers, Lord. Oh, 2 minutes, wow. Right, that's hard. Cheers, John. That's good to know. Hey, Mark. How's it going? Yes. Which group is this? Head to gent. Nice one, Johan. Hey Wayne, thanks for joining. Cheers Mike, didn't realise that. Cheers Badges Eyebrow, appreciate it. Thank you, Jose. Hope the tap was good. Really struggling here. Oh. Oh. Wow. Niels. Oh. Oh dear. Oh. What do you mean? Oh dear. I got no idea about the placings there. It fell off the. Oh dear. Sorry. Where did Lee and Ruben and Theo come? And Stuart. Dear. Dear me. Yeah, that was horrid. Oh, wow. Wow. Dear me, that really took it out of me. Wow. They are the hardest of races. 1 second, sorry, I'm literally away with the fairies. They're really fast, these races, because everybody does stick together in each category. And you can see there that we didn't really go much below 4 watts a kilogram, only for very short periods. Lee, I salute you, sir. 7th place. Oh, 1 second, sorry. Oh. I didn't see Thomas McDermott. Theo, where did you come? God. And Ruben, what about yourself? And did I see Niels? Cycling Hub Niels in that race? Hey Theo, how did it go? Where did you come? Ruben, did you not finish? You ran out of carbs? Yeah. Giorgio, you were saying it was early for Mr. Full Fat Coke to be on the scene. Well, I think without the extra carbs there, that would have been done. Dean, so you got within the last 4 miles. How is your leg, Dean? Is it okay? You didn't pull anything, did you? Because it's been quite a little bit of time that you've been resting that leg. Nice one, Theo. I think you and I were very, very close then in that case, because Jane says I was 16th. Oh, nice. 17th. So you and I are right in it together. Dear me, I appreciate all the support. At the end there, you're thinking, so long as we're in the kind of 3-point night, there's Stuart. Oh dear. Let me say well done to Stuart. God, dear me, 1 second, sorry. I'm not very good at the multitasking. Stuart, if you watch this, Stuart Featherstone, nice work, sir. I'm in all kinds of trouble. Oh dear. Stuart, Dean, Theo, Lee. Ed, Ruben and Ed. Oh dear me. See, look at me multitasking. I'm super proud with that. Right. So, just get my breath back. The level of sweat is intense. I really enjoyed that. That's the first time I've actually managed to stay with the chase group, the A group. I think Ed dropped back by the sound of it to help Scott finish. Nice one, Ed. Respect, sir. I'll go and check out Scott's live stream in a second. But touching on some of the things that I'm looking to do in the 2 months between now and La Marmotte, and I think Ruben is coming to La Marmotte as well, aren't you, Ruben? Well, hopefully you are. A lot of my training is going to be indoors, so I'm going to do a little series regarding the strength training, nutrition, and the indoor training that I'm doing in order to build up to La Marmotte. And one of the centerpiece things that I really want to do, and I've touched on this before, is ride up the Zwift 4 times consecutively without rest at 4 watts a kilogram, because I think that's about 4,600 meters. And if I can do that 4 times, that means for La Marmotte, which is 5,000 meters of climbing over 4 climbs as well, it will stand me in good stead to put in decent WKG on that event. So I'm going to try and build to that. I'll probably train at least outdoors on an outdoor circuit once, because the outdoor circuits are open again. But the training is going to transition probably a bit more to sweet spot with surges, that kind of thing. I'll wait for Ed to sort of set it all out. Izzy, let me call up Compound TV. Oh dear. So I'm hoping it will provide slightly more interesting content, because obviously while we've been in lockdown, I've been working all the hours that God sends. Basically my training has been restricted to very early in the morning and really places that are safe. And in terms of safe, it's basically Inner Circle of Regent's Park or Swains Lane. And so I've got a little bit fed up of that, and I'm sure, oh dear, here we go. He's got a green screen. Nice one, Scott. Let me just say hello to Scott. Yeah, so I'm kind of hoping, because a lot of us want to ride bikes outdoors and do some of the events, and I'm going to do a little experiment to see if you can do most of your training indoors and still have a decent Gran Fondo, basically. I'm pretty sure you can, but yeah, that's the intent. And so on Monday, I've got my how does indoor power translate to outdoor power? And for your pleasure and mine, 68 laps of the Inner Circle of Regent's Park in order to undertake Ed Laverak's Epic Tempo version 2 and compare that with my best ever 2-hour power time and Epic Tempo 1, which are both done indoors. I'm quite pleased with that training in that video, and I'm hoping to put a bit more kind of informative content now I know a little bit more about cycling and how the nutrition and strength can transition over, and how you can do the strength without creating muscle soreness. No, Theo, I don't use ERG, because when you get outdoors, especially on the crit racing that I was doing over the winter, I found that you have a really nice high cadence and smooth even cadence with erg mode, but in the crits you're on the power, off the power, cadence is high, cadence is low, and so I prefer to snap between the powers. It's just my personal preference. Also on the watt bike, the only complaint I have of the watt bike Atom is there is a 5 to 7 second lag if you're on like 60/30s, 30/30s, 40/20s, and so it takes a lot of the snap out of doing that really a Laverak style polarized training. And so I prefer to kind of go into a heavier gear, and so if say I'm targeting 60/30s at 360 watts, I'll snap into the power, probably hit 400 watts or so, and then drift down to 360. And when I've seen different experts on YouTube, I forgot the name of the guy, Old Slow sent me a video of his, Stephen I think it was. A lot of the pros, when they're training on the intervals, they have a similar sort of overshoot. Not that I'm comparing myself to a pro, but God, what is going on here? I can't get the pedals turning. Oh, well, if you can make it, Ruben, that would be amazing. I mean, you are a way stronger rider than me. Trying to build to 2 times 60 minutes. Yeah, 2 times 60 is about what you need. Probably a bit more than that actually for one of the climbs in La Marmotte. It's 22 kilometres. I reckon that'll be about an hour 15 to an hour 20. Scott's live stream looks way better than mine. Now Scott, obviously, he's got a marketing company and he now helps Ed and I with our thumbnails and all that kind of stuff. He's a really slick individual when it comes to all the YouTube and the marketing and the thumbnails. And so it's no surprise that his live stream looks better than mine. I hope you noticed I did try and make my little screen a bit smaller. Michael, I really appreciate your comment about am I replicating the Chancellor. I tried to reply to your comment, but it wouldn't let me go through to it. So apologies, but that was really funny because I've got a little orange box beneath my TV. Nice one, Danny. 59.43, beautiful. That is a good time. Anything under an hour on that course is a very, very good time. If you're not Ed Laverack, that is. So that's amazing. Just under the hour. What was your watts per kilogram? Yeah, I'm going to replay to see his impression. Hey, DJ. Yeah, I expect my face was also pretty contorted in that final 10 kilometres. I was in all kinds of difficulty. Right, let's have a look at the power curve. So let's have a look, see if I can actually manage the power curve for once. Scott's got the power curve right first time, so I go to end ride, I think. See, this is not going to be spectacular, any of this. And go to critical power. Actually, we go to, let's do the Ed Laverack thing where you see the yellow and the red. That's general timeline. Yeah, so it's basically a series of punchy climbs and then a big old end. Yeah, I don't think that's quite correct. There we go. Once again. Not much good. Anyway, really appreciate everybody tuning in on a Saturday afternoon. Thank you very much. Hope it was a bit of fun. We'll look to organise another chase race again, maybe with Scott on L'Etape de Minehead Stage 2, something like that. Maybe a time trial, that kind of thing, maybe a race. But really good having people join and all that kind of thing. And we can compare our WKG. And clearly I've got a bit of work to do, judging by how many people beat me. But as ever, really appreciate the support. If you liked, Scott's just reminded me, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And please remember, whoever you are and whatever you do, live, thrive, and stay healthy. Cheers.